Everybody, enter the stars. Welcome back to the channel. It's October 11th, 2024. I just climbed out of the blind because I got a surprise visit yesterday, just before the show started. Yesterday, by, we're going to name him Funny Bone. His name is Funny Bone. Why do I call him Funny Bone? Because he has one antler that's like crooked or something. I got some video of him before yesterday's show started. Yesterday's show was a re-upload from a previous decode that we did about the number 10-4, loaded with occult symbolism. Anyway, long story short, I thought, okay, I'm going to get in the blind before sunup and hang out in there and try to wait for him to come back. He's not a really huge buck, but he's got really, really interesting antlers. So we're going to call him Funny Bone. So I've got footage of him on camera, not on the clock. I'm sorry, not on the picture. I've actually got him on camera, but we'll play that on Saturday's show, tomorrow's show on the backup channel, if you're interested in the Honey Milk Ranch. Also did a ramp for the lawnmower. So there's a project that I did. So you'll see all that tomorrow. Me driving up the ramp on the riding lawnmower. And you can figure out if it actually held or not. I'll leave that as a surprise because I just threw together some wood so that I could work on the underside of my lawnmower. So that will be everything we get into. Now, today you're here for The Substance, which is the brand new movie with Demi Moore in it, about a substance that becomes the secret to immortality. So that's what we're going to get into today. We all know what the substance is, but the question is, will it become, or will it be accurately depicted in this film? I'm not going to give it away. I'm just going to show you the decode. It opens up in the first scene. Well, let me check in with you guys, put you guys on live chat. All right, looks like we're good. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for showing up. Yes, this was a messed up movie. Dale, you're 100% correct. I would not recommend watching this film. Okay, it's full of all kinds of things that are bad for Christian eyes. I'm giving you the Cliff Notes version and the PG version so that you can see the symbolism without having to get all the gross stuff that we don't like to see in these kinds of films. Okay. Now I'm going to give you a caveat here. I'm only halfway through the film. I literally stopped it at the halfway mark because there was so much already in the first half and I have not seen the rest of the movie. So no spoilers for me. And I will finish the rest of the film probably this afternoon. I did get a little bit of rain that fell, so I may get back in the blind for a few more hours toward the evening. But yeah, well, let's get into it, you guys. Now that everybody's here, well, let's start with The Substance. Now, of course, there's all kinds of adrenochrome pink throughout the film. They put it in there strategically, so you can't really make the final connection for those that don't have eyes to see. They're not really going to make the final connection of the pink adrenochrome, but it's in there. The substance that's injected is actually green and it kind of glows. It looks like Gatorade almost, or luciferous, whatever you want to call it. There's something to it. Now, here is the opening scene. Literally an egg being injected with the green luciferase, and it causes the egg to double or twin. You guys, this is everything we've been talking about for the last 5 years, this twinning aspect to the injection. Watch. And the guy's wearing, or the person's wearing, like blue gloves. This film is loaded. Now, what is this twinning aspect? Well, this is the two spirits, the clean and the unclean spirit. Now, the film then starts to explain the main character, which is played by Demi Moore. She is Elizabeth Sparkle. And we all know that Elizabeth is also code or a cult for lizard, right? Now, it doesn't mean if your name's Elizabeth that you're a bad person. No, this is their occult symbolism that they magnify when they're presenting these spells to the general public. Elizabeth Sparkle. Now, she, of course, gets a Walk of Fame star. They actually show the star being installed and everything when she was super popular. But then at this point, she becomes a washed up celebrity doing exercise videos. And at a certain point, people just don't care about her anymore.
My favorite. I get somebody.
Now, we all remember the flies that we've been talking about, right? How is it we just start talking about flies landing on celebrities and presidents and vice presidents and former presidents and presidential candidates? And now this appears in this movie that I just screened yesterday. Flies and the unclean spirits. As they're eating shrimp, which of course are unclean foods. Now again, this video isn't to condemn anyone that eats shrimp. Okay, we're talking about the symbolism here and how it's being depicted in the movie. It's being linked to flies, unclean, shrimp, unclean.
People just love that.
At this point, we get a mention of vaccination. Now, this is just after Demi Moore gets T-boned in a car accident. She's admitted to the hospital.
You are good to go. Vaccination, okay. Not calling on anything.
Sitting there dejected. Now, they do a really effective job, I guess you could say. Not that any of this is effective, but in depicting Demi Moore is kind of over the hill. They magnify her wrinkles. They do a good job of showing you also how our society works, that they have programmed us to not see mature women as beautiful. Now, I don't share that sentiment. I think women get better as they age over time. You know, I appreciate a mature woman, but our society doesn't, because they've been programmed to not see the beauty and maturity. And so they depict that here, and they do it very well. And Demi Moore pretty much shows it all. I mean, in terms of, displaying how all the insecurities that a mature woman can encounter in her life. Now, you can say that's good or that's bad. It's something that needs to be fixed. Do you think the Bible, do you think God would want this, for us to see mature women this way? I do not believe that is the case. There's wisdom, maturity. It's like wine. It gets better with age. And so they show her here. Now, of course, there's probably some body doubles being used, and they've probably added wrinkles at certain points. I mean, I don't know how all this works, but this part of the film is well developed in how it displays this. So at this point, we realize that it's her birthday. And let's play this out a little bit.
Happy birthday! Thank you. Happy birthday! Thank you.
So everyone kind of pretends to be nice to her. They know she's at the end of her career, but then there's this emphasis on her being washed up, right? And she's trying to hold it together, but it's like basically she's fighting the tide. So it's her birthday in the film. Now, how can we look at this? We can look at this two ways, it being her birthday. Are you ready for this? Let's get into some of the numbers surrounding this film. The Substance. Here it is on the Wikipedia page. It released, are you ready for this? The triple 88th day of the year, September 20th. Now, we've been doing a lot of these tracking of the 88-day cycles in a normal calendar year. Now, this is not complicated. The first 88th day of the year is March 29th. Weirdly, my birthday, as you all know. The second 88-day cycle ends on June 25th. That is the day Michael Jackson died, the day I Pet Goat 2 came out, and a few other occult dates. The third 88-day cycle is September 20th, is when that ends. And we just started covering that probably maybe a couple months ago. We started talking about this third 88-day cycle. So they break the calendar up into 88-day cycles. Now, there's a little bit more to this. So, again, in the film, it's her birthday. Well, guess what? Demi Moore's birthday is, ready? 9/11. What do you mean, Casey? That's November 11th. Kinda. Did you know that in other calendars, in the Julian calendar, November was originally the 9th month? In fact, the prefix NOV means 9 for that very reason. So it's either 11/11 or it's 9/11. Now, what else is going on? Let's keep watching here. Let me check in with you guys and we'll keep watching this. This is insane. Insane. This is probably one of the most troubling decodes that I've done this year. And just to give you an idea of, what you're in for with this. Now, let's keep going. Where's my, oh, here it is. Now, she's in the emergency room. And there's a nurse in there, a male nurse. He's obviously has taken the substance. And I'll explain to you what the substance does and all this in a minute here. But he basically says to her, he does an exam. And he's not probably a real nurse. He's not supposed to be there, but he shows up. He does an exam on her and starts messing with her backbone. And he tells her she's a prime candidate. She has no idea what he's talking about. She just got in a car accident. But he basically slips something in her yellow coat here. And when he does, you see a mark on his right hand. Now, for most people watching this film, this will go right over their head. Oh, he's got a birthmark on his right hand. This is the mark on the right hand talked about in the Bible. What does he put in her coat? Let me show you.
I wish you the best.
She pulls it out and it's got a phone number on it. Now, I hope you're ready for this and I hope you're taking notes because we don't stretch anything on this channel because I show you 3 or 4 different proofs of something I'm trying to explain to you. In the phone number, you see 99 because obviously 0 doesn't count. You see 99 in the beginning and you see 99 at the end. In the middle, you see 555, which is 666. And I'm going to prove to you that this is all about twinning. We already covered the number 66 being twinning. 99, kind of the same thing, flipped upside down. 99 also means the balloons. Remember, just before the pandemic, we were going on and on about the 99 red balloons and disease and pestilence coming, and then it happened. Now, to confirm that this isn't some kind of a stretch, this whole 99 and 66 in the actual phone number of the thing that the guy slips to her. Watch this. I can't even believe this. Dennis Quaid is in the movie. He's the guy that was eating the shrimp. And you'll see more images of him. Here's Dennis Quaid. Guess when his birthday was? There's Dennis Quaid. Creepy dude. April 9th. April 9th, for those paying attention, is the 99th day of the year with 266 remaining. So there's a 9966. Whoa. Confirmed. Now, Lizzie ends up playing the video. Lizzie is Demi Moore. She plays the video on this hard drive. And it tells her essentially that she will become a twin if she takes the substance. A twinning effect. They call it the Matrix. They call it a better version of herself. Both sides equally dependent on one another. The new you and the old you. She calls the number to place an order, and she shows up to the address that is given to her. Let's watch this. Oh, there's Dennis Quaid, April 9th. I just did some screen capture for you guys so you could see this all play out.
Starting a new cellular division that will release another version of yourself. More perfect. One single injection unlocks your DNA. And everything is you. This is simply a better version of yourself. You are the Matrix. Everything comes from you.
So she shows up to this back alley after she receives instructions on where to go to get the substance. And there's a locker in here. She comes back home, opens the box, and then injects herself with luciferase. She has to feed her other self while the other self is out and about. She hooks up an IV, and it has to be 7 days, and every 7 days they switch. So at any one time, only one of them is walking around. Now, at the point that she injects herself, her pupils split. Her pupils split, just like in that movie we decoded called Ruptured. Remember that movie where the pupils split because there's two people inside? And I told you that was about trauma-based mind control. That's the paper clipping, because a paper clip is a smaller shape inside of a bigger shape. And they split your personality with trauma. You can't make this up. She then sheds, literally like a snake, sheds her older self. And from her backbone comes a newer self. And the newer self then is given instructions to sew up the backbone. So like she gives birth, but it comes out of the spine. It comes out of the serpent, the kundalini. Now, I'm showing you the PG version of this. Understand this is very, very graphic, and there's way too much nudity for us Christians to be watching. I have to do this because it's there's all these other millions of people that are watching this that need to see this decode. So I have to decode this, but would not recommend this for the faint of heart or those of you that aren't in the fight for truth to help other people wake up. So, in order for her younger self to remain stable, she has to vampirize the host body, which is she leaves laying in the middle of the bathroom. In order to vampirize her host body, she has to withdraw spinal fluid from the spine and intermittently inject herself with it as soon as she starts to become sick during the 7 days. And if she doesn't do this, her younger body begins to break down. Now, at this point, you just saw this woman here. She's the younger self. Let's see if we, oh, here she is. This is the younger self. Okay, are you ready for this? Casey, you're insane. There's no 99 connection in 66. You're just making all this up. Actually, I'm not. Margaret Qualley is the actress. Here she is, right here. Sarah Margaret Qualley. Born on October 23rd. The 296th day of the year, with 69 remaining. 96, 69, another 69 birthday. Her name, again, is Qualley, Qualley. Dennis Quaid's, which was the 99th day there with 266 remaining, is also a QUA. Qualley Quaid, I'm sorry. Confirmed. Now, what is the 9669 now that I have your attention? It is the yin and yang. It is the twin spirits mixed together. The twin spirits mixed together. Now, one thing I forgot to mention before we keep going here. Some of you are just blown away right now. One thing I forgot to mention was that after you take the substance and the new you comes out, the eyes turn from green to blue, or whatever color they were previously, they turn blue. So the younger self always has blue eyes. That's the blue bloods, of course. So at this point, the new Elizabeth Sparkle goes back out into the world, confident and invigorated, ready to reignite her career. But nobody can know that she's herself, right? They just think she's a new version of Elizabeth Sparkle. She names herself Sue instead. I don't know what the significance of that is, but her new name becomes Sue. And Dennis Quaid is kind of the boss. He's the producer of the industry. He gives people opportunities and all this stuff. And he's like the creepiest, grossest person out there. He's the epitome of like an Epstein or, these other people that were basically just using women. And at this point, he sees the new Sue and he's smitten and gives her an opportunity. And the people like this are the dregs of society. Let's keep watching here.
You're hired. We want a show that's just like you.
So, the two meet. Mr. 99 birthday and Mrs. 69 birthday meet. Now, he gives her a new exercise show, but it's basically soft, for men, essentially. It's almost like she's, doing a lap dance or something. Is essentially what it was. It has no redeeming qualities. It's just a dumb, lame exercise video. Now, I think this whole thing takes place in the 80s. And the whole video is this whole thing is full of pink. Pink everywhere. Pink adrenochrome. But you don't see it until after the change takes place. Keep watching. So there's some pink there, and you can never really make the connection for other people who are outside of our truth community who see the signs and symbols, and they do that intentionally. They could have taken it a step further and actually made the substance pink. Then it would have been a slam dunk, right? But they always have everything once removed, so no one can ever make the connections outside of those of us that are awake. At this point, things go off the rails. And this is where we get more confirmed truth of all the stuff we've been studying. The dragon on her back. Watch. I mean, this is about as in your face as you can imagine. the dragon on her back. Remember, Quali, Quaid, Q, Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent. Now, every 7 days, again, like I said, she has to switch. This is going to blow your mind. Every 7 days, she has to switch bodies and live in her old body again. Well, live in the other body, because there's 2 bodies. One goes to sleep in the bathroom, and the other gets to walk around. And so to keep track of all this, Demi Moore marks it on the calendar so that she doesn't forget. Because if you forget, weird things start happening. Now, when is this date? When is her actual birthday? Because remember, we talked about some other birthday scenarios, but there's another birthday scenario. The actual birthday in the movie is marked on the calendar. This was the first day that she made the switch, or that she took the substance. Can anybody guess what day of the month and what month is her real birthday? Before I show this to you, let's go in the chat, because some of you will already know the answer. Now, no fair if you've already seen the movie. Let me give you a clue. It's in the month of May. And of all the days of the month of May, what date do you think they chose in this movie as her birthday in the movie to where she took the substance? Some of you will know the answer right away, because there are no coincidences. I'll let the chat catch up for a minute before we continue on and let you, catch your breath, because this is intense. Again, I'm only halfway through this movie, you guys. Today is just halfway. What day of the month in May do you think this is? Just take a wild guess. And don't count anything out. Don't count anything out. 2024, Year of the Dragon. Now, many of you will remember the tiger on the back in I Pet Goat 2. There was a girl with a tiger on her back, and that's what that immediately reminded me of. But let's keep going here. What date in May? Rebecca will know the answer. No, it's in May. So they actually show the May calendar. I'm giving you a clue there. Not May 1st. Well, that's a good guess, though, Tracy. That's the highest day of Illuminati. No, you're going to be shocked. That's a good guess, though. 1776, May 1st. But that's not the date. For those paying attention, we did a lot of research into May, not May 31st, not May 20th. I know someone's going to get the answer. May 11th is close, Joy, and 0 point. Trump's mother's birthday. The eve of Trump's mother's birthday. Remember in the quantum leap, QUA? Are you awake yet? The quantum leap episode was May 10th. Remember? And Trump appeared in that episode. Trump's father appeared in the episode, and Trump's mother's birthday was the date that episode took place, where he finds a woman under a taxi cab. Watch this. You would never think this would show up, but it proves that the patterns are there. There it is. May 9th. That's Trump's mother's the next day. It's her birthday. I think she's a time traveler. And there you see May on the calendar. It's a little bit small, but you can zoom it in and see that that's the May calendar. Whoa, crazy. Now, the younger Elizabeth, again, she goes by the name Sue, and she starts her new show under Dennis Quaid. What's up with the QA, you guys? Well, it's Quetzalcoatl, we know that, but maybe there's a deeper meaning to it.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sue.
So this is Sue the lady Quali. Remember, her name's Quali in real life. And there's pink, adrenochrome pink everywhere. Remember, she was wearing the serpent on her back.
And it's time to pump it up. Are you ready? Let's go.
Now, at this point, Sue makes a false wall in the bathroom. She's tired of looking at her old self because it's just a constant reminder. And she makes this wall. She's doing all this construction. And she drags her old self into the wall and then hides herself in there, right? In the complete darkness. Now, this is just a lot. What do the people in the wall represent? Some of you are paying attention and show up every day. And we went into this at length. We did like 5 videos on this. Remember? People are like, what are you on about? Things in walls. What are you talking about? This is ridiculous nonsense. No, it's not. Because we just saw it again in this movie. What does it mean? Yes, Trump's dad died on June 25th as well. That's the 82nd 88-day cycle. Thanks, Yabba Dabba, for reminding us all. It's a lot to keep straight, but if you were to draw all this out on a whiteboard, you would see, there you go, ain't buying it, has been paying attention. The cult of Tammuz. Remember, there was a rash of stories about people, they would find people in walls, like dead. There was one in a stadium, remember? Then there was some people trapped between 2 buildings in a wall. Well, that's the cult of Tammuz. That is the counterfeit Jesus. And they would weep for Tammuz, wouldn't they? This is all in the Bible, you guys. Now, let's keep going. She puts herself in the wall. And remember, we figured out that the things in walls are the unclean spirits. Okay? So the more unclean spirits here. Now, even though her older self shed away from the younger self like a snake, it's the younger version who becomes the snake. And it's confirmed here in this scene where she dons the snake skin and red bottom shoes. Now, we did research on the red bottom shoes when they first came out and became popular. Everybody wanted red bottom shoes, right? And we found out that the first high heels ever recorded in human history were made by the Egyptians, Egyptian butchers, who, in order to keep their feet out of the blood, would make these high heels. So they were the first red bottom shoes, were the ancient Egyptian butchers. Now, at a certain point, her younger self tries to skip the switch over. But when the older self wakes up, she finds that her finger has begun to age more rapidly. Watch. She can't wash it off. She tries to wash it off with water. And she's markedly aged.
A few extra hours were accidentally used. There's been a slight misuse of the substance.
Yeah. This takes us to halfway through the movie. Halfway, literally. I had to break this up into 2 parts. The second part will be on Sunday. And we all know what this is really about, because it was Demi Moore who became the one who was dating a man was he half her age? How old was Ashton Kutcher when they met? He was like half her age or something. Maybe we should take a look at Ashton Kutcher and his birthday and see how all that fits in. Now, I will be blown away, and I haven't done this yet, but I would be blown away if there was a cult symbolism behind Ashton Kutcher's birthday as well, linking into all this. if his birthday ended up being a 66 or a 99, I would be like on the floor right now. Well, should we do this live? Do you guys want me to look up Ashton Kutcher's numbers and see how he links into all this? Okay, I'm in the chat, you guys. Yeah, this was insane. I was not expecting this. I thought this was going to be some like dumb, lame, movie, low budget. No, this is one of the highest occult movies of the year. It reminds me of the movie Midsommar that we decoded. And that's a film that literally I only ever wanted to watch that one time. That's how deep in the occult Midsommar was. And I don't even know. Sometimes I think about re-uploading that decode and I'm like, oh, that was actually too deep. And so I don't even re-upload it, even when I think about it. So let's take a look. Sounds like you guys want me to look up Ashton Kutcher. Let's see what his numbers are. Now, I have no idea what to expect. Every once in a while, I like to do a live decode. Okay, let's take a look here. There's Ashton Kutcher. Now, he's been in the news recently. Why? Because he was hanging out with Diddy, I believe. And he was born February 7th, 1978. Let's look up February 7th. See what that is. 27. Is, wait a minute. Okay. 38th day of the year with 327 remaining. So you could say the 237 is the beast number. It's scrambled. I don't really see any overt, connections here, really. 38, there's a couple 38s in there, but I don't really see any overt connections that would link into this. Now, wasn't sure what to expect, but I don't really see any connections there, unless you guys do. All right, I'm back in the chat, you guys. Is there anything you want to talk about this decode today? Anything I missed? For those of you that did screen the film, anything you want to talk about? Now, again, we'll be back on tomorrow on the backup channel. Enter the Stars Reloaded. Ashton has a twin, says Brian. Well, that could be part of it. Whoa, are you serious? Let's see. Let's take a look here. Does Ashton have a twin? Let's go find here. Find. Whoa. He has an older sister named Tasha and a fraternal twin brother. So there you go. There's the connection. Now, not to say everyone with twins is bad, right? It's not what we're saying here. We're talking about the occult symbolism and the fact that Demi Moore, the whole movie is about a twin and she dated him when he was super, super young. That means something. Now, how old was he when they were together? I wonder if he was 27. Let's take a look here. Because then him being born on 2/7, there's also another circular connection. Let's take a look here. This is just creepy. Let's put in Demi Moore. See what's going on here. Understand that these unions, these marriages, none of these marriages and unions are real. Okay, nobody in their right mind would risk their millions and millions and billions of dollars that they made to marry other people in Hollywood. It never, ever works that way. They get up there and do that to keep you and I engaged in legal contracts so that we lose it all over and over and over again. Okay, I lost it all once, actually, because, this is what they do. This is how they destroy families and destroy lives. Okay. And so they have to keep that machine going. They got to keep the judges paid and the attorneys. So they parade as though they're getting married. And yeah, they go on these things together, but these are not real relationships, you guys. These are called unions of deception. Now, it looks here like, let's see, 2009. Okay, let's see if there's any other information on when they got married. Married in 2005. So if let's see how old he was in 2005. They were together for a long time too. 2005. Let's see here. And he was born in 78. 99, 2000. Whoa. He was 27 years old when he married Demi Moore. And he was born on 2/7. Double 27s. That is nuts. I was not expecting to find that. Thanks for helping me flush this out. Did you catch that? Did I do the math right on that, you guys? He was 27 when he met her and married her in 2005. And then he was born on 2/7. That's called a circular matrix. Let's go back in the chat. Did I do the math right on that? Whoa. Now, how old was she when they got married? Wow. Oh, his twin is sick too, someone said. Let's see what else is going on here. Well, that is nuts. Now, of course, the number 27 is loaded. The 27 Club, yes, La Rain Ray. A lot of people die at the age of 27 in Hollywood. This is just nuts. Did I do the math right on that? 27 years old, and he was born on 2/7. His Kutcher's twin had cerebral palsy. And if you think about the occult implications of this, the possibility is, according to the film, that maybe his twin was maybe, it's the same scenario as in the movie where the other one twin is being vampirized by the other for success and youth. So she was 43. Let's see. So thanks, Jamie. So what's 27 and 27? Okay, so she wasn't quite twice his age, but close. So everything we've been talking about today with these numbers is the matrix. It's the true matrix. It's the synchronicity that it's palpable, it's definable. You can look it up. It's consistent. It happens over and over again. Every single show we do on these decodes, the same numbers keep popping up. It's not an exact science, but there's enough frequency of it that is not coincidence. It's not chance. All the things that we found today. So, again, tomorrow we'll be back to the Honey Milk Ranch on the backup channel. Enter the Stars Reloaded. Daytime buck sighting on film through the window here. Also, the treehouse. I got a treehouse project that I'm going to work on. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it. I'll probably do it in the spring, just because if I'm out there hammering around, I'll scare off all the deer, and I don't want to do that this year. I want to hunt this year. In the spring, though, I'm going to start a treehouse project, and that will. And I've already got plans made up for it, so I'll show you all that tomorrow. Rebecca put a link to the backup channel. She just put that in the chat here. If you didn't see that. And then also tomorrow you'll see the riding lawnmower ramp. It's kind of funny. It looks like you could jump off of it. Of course, the riding lawnmowers don't go fast enough to jump off of the ramp, but it's like Evel Knievel or something. So can't wait to show you guys that. Tomorrow it will be 9 o'clock Central Standard Time. 9 o'clock Central. So 9 a.m. All right. Anything else about The Substance Part 1 you guys want to talk about? Thanks, Vet for Peace. Thanks for showing up. Okay. Wow. All right, you guys. Pray for me. I'm going to do the second part of this. I'm going to actually start on it now. I don't see any deer activity, so I'm just going to get into it, eat some breakfast, and finish up this movie. Unbelievable. I love each and every one of you. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you on Saturday morning.